Welcome to the CFG GameCast episode number 125, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services that are currently out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Oh, a lot, but not streaming. I've been dealing with some family stuff, and until we can kind of get that at like a level schedule, my streaming schedule is pretty non-existent at the moment. But I have been grinding Forbidden West solo dolo on my own, and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, my days have kind of been filled with doctor's appointments for the little ones.
I figure as much, pretty much. Now, like, with the time when you did play with, especially Horizon, would you say that, like, are you having as much time, as much fun as you did with Last of Us? Or
No.
Wow, you didn't even think.
No.
You just went straight to it. You're like, no, absolutely not.
I thought I would really enjoy this game. I mean, I think it's beautiful. I'm not going to spoil it too much or give my opinion right now, but am I having as much fun? No.
But are you having fun?
Yeah.
You're just very mediocre on it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll definitely see. Well, there you go. There's a sneak peek of the spoiler cast there. That's how
Sorry.
it's going to
Whoops.
no, I mean, it's not your. I'm just wondering. It's been a bit though, so
yeah,
we'll definitely see. But but you know who is known as the Daigo of Horizon Forbidden West?
I do. His name is
the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Yo, chillin'. I will take that compliment all day. All day. Yeah, same. I'm grinding through that as well. So I'm enjoying it. And there's definitely some criticisms I have. Absolutely gorgeous game though, so no complaints on that end. And then I had the pleasure today of participating in a streamer event for Scum for the 0.7 update. That is, I'm still not sure exactly when it comes out, but we've got early access for this weekend, so I'll be playing that, and Forbidden West is basically going to chalk out my weekend. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Dude, what about you, man?
Good. It's been going good, man. I've just been well, I saw some of your Scum. Like, what's the new thing in Scum itself that they added into the
airplanes, NPCs, vendors. There's some other. I know that there's modular building that will be coming as well. A lot of big concern for people have been like, with the addition of planes, people can then drop into other people's bases, which is, because we can't put a roof or do anything like that. So they're gonna have to do something like that. But a lot of really good changes. Again, that game, as far as survival games, gets really in depth and in the weeds. And I know that there's a lot more of that stuff coming. Again, the game is still in early access, so it's come a long way. I started playing probably like 2 years ago. It has come a huge way from there until now. And I'm just excited to be a part of the community and have opportunities to be able to test things out and meet other people that are playing the game as well. So it's really been enjoyable. They've come through the streams and giving people, like, they've dropped a game keys in chat and stuff like that. It's a good group of people. They're over in Europe.
Here's the funny thing: is it bad for me that Ravage? Because I thought the same thing what Ravage said. It's like Smitty with a plane. That sounds like a bad idea. And I mean, you can't blame him.
I was thinking the same thing.
It would be rough. That would be. I have trouble driving in that game. You're talking about taking a plane? Come on, buddy. Buddy. We all know what's gonna happen.
The plane, though. Well, I did saw some of your streaming earlier today, and I did see the plane. It reminded me of the plane that Tails flies.
Yeah. Almost like a biplane type of deal, or like a little crop duster.
A little prop plane.
Yeah, and then like there's a second seat for a gunner, but like there's not like a mounted gun or anything. You're literally up there with whatever gun you have. So it was difficult. It was difficult. Yeah.
My man's Miles. Yeah. Do you know what, Doc? It's funny. Like
he did.
You know what I didn't know? Do you know what Sonic's real name is? No one would ever guess this. No one would ever guess.
What? Who's?
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
His real name is not Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, it is not. It's a nickname. Apparently, his real name is Ogilvy.
It would be. It would be.
Yeah.
It would be. Ogilvy.
Why?
I don't know. That's the weirdest thing. Like they say it's part of the canon, but like because
what part?
The Sonic comics, and then they decided to make it a part of his story. And I was like, so like he went by the nickname Sonic because obviously his freaking name is Ogilvy.
Ogilvy.
Like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Not even Ogilvy, it's Ogilvy.
Ogilvy. Like Ogilvy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would assume then maybe Sonic is his last name, and you know how we call people like, oh, Smitty or whatever, but Ogilvy?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ogilvy Maurice. There you go. That's his name. He's right. That's his full name, Ogilvy Maurice.
Ogilvy Maurice, Sonic the Hedgehog.
No.
Ogilvy Maurice.
Wait, are you serious?
That's his real name.
Oh,
Ogilvy
come on. Ogilvy Maurice. What?
Yes.
I don't trust this. I need to Google.
This is the first. Then what it is like, you know what it sounds like with that kind of name? It sounds like the first 48. Like when you just see, it's like the victim's name was Ogilvy Sonic Maurice. Like 48 kids, 2 kids. You know, that kind of thing. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like, oh, that's terrible.
That is wild.
Sonic is his street name, apparently. That's exactly what it is.
Yo.
Oh,
Ogilvy Maurice.
Yeah.
Ogilvy Sonic Maurice.
Yep.
There it is.
According only to Archie Comics. That's exactly what they named it. But anyways, but as for me, dude, my birthday was yesterday, and so
happy belated
birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, and so I've just basically been chilling from there. I finished up Horizon Forbidden West earlier today. Or not today, but yesterday. Clocked it at about 92 hours because
damn,
I did everything, dude. The only thing I didn't do was the board game because I was just like, I did not want to like dive into that world.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good game. But I have a lot of things to kind of say and stuff about it. But other than that, it was definitely fun. Got me open now for next week when the new Final Fantasy game comes out, and definitely going to I really want to stream that one. That one's going to be fun to kind of stream.
Which one is that? Origins?
No, strange. Well, I guess it is technically Origins, but it's Strangers of Paradise.
Yeah. Okay.
But so definitely looking forward to that. And
I know nothing about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't really necessarily need to know anything about the Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy in itself, they're all standalones.
Yeah.
So there's not. I mean, but like the original one didn't really have a story. Like it was a simple. It was like it didn't have like an in-depth story for the original one. So this one they're kind of giving it an in-depth story. The first one, an in-depth story.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what Strangers of Paradise is. So definitely looking forward to it. So we'll definitely see how that goes. But I know most people did want to come here to talk about some Final Fantasy fun, which disappoints me because I could talk about Final Fantasy all day just as much.
All day. All night.
But let's just go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion for within video games. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry industry as a whole. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners, on twitch.tv/CFG GameCast to be a part of the conversation as always. So if there's something that you're wanting to chime in or talk about or add on our discussion, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to talk it with you and just discuss. So everything is in open space. So, and that space opens now. So, I'll get it started first because there's a lot of little small things that happened this week. I would say, but it was kind of hard to choose which one it was, because there was like a lot of small stuff, but it was like, ooh, but there were really good little nuggets that happened. But I want to talk about the biggest one in my own deal was that it's been 2 years because of the pandemic that we finally are able to say that EVO 2022 is coming back again at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. So looking forward to coming back on this again. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go this year, but because it's just way too. I still think it's a little early for me, especially so I decided to kind of just hold off on it. But so like as everyone also know from last week, Nintendo pulled out from Smash Brothers out from the from EVO tournaments and stuff. But that's to no surprise. But like, well, first off, I will say something about that. I don't know like why it feels that Nintendo themselves as the company, they're punishing their community like with it. I have never seen so much vitriol for a company that does not like their fan base of the people that like to play that game. I mean, because like it's fine for casual players, because like for me, I will never do a Smash Brothers tournament. I like playing for fun. Like, I mean, and
Same.
be there, and and it's perfectly fine. But
Agreed.
like, why do they hate the professional scene so much? That's
I don't know.
I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then, you know what? Okay, so like, and I would also urge someone to check these people out. It's called Kit. They just have a new podcast. It's called Kit and Krista. They used to work for Nintendo, and I was wondering what their thoughts were about it. And they're like saying that they were in the rights. I mean, Nintendo's always in the rights to do what they're doing, and I could see why, because they're in the thick of things. They're thinking that it was the right move. But I would love to just talk to someone about like what are their plans for Smash, because that it just doesn't make any sense. Like why, like dude, like 3 years ago Melee was still being talked about. That game is 20 years old and they were still talking about it. It's like people have a love and infatuation of these games. But anyways, digressing into a different hole. But anyway, but the big thing is that the EVO just recently announced their lineup for the games that they're going to be announcing. They're going to be running this year for EVO 2022, and I have to say they have a very big roster of games this year. So like and some games were surprising. Some games were but some games were like, okay, we knew that they were going to be there. They were going to be there like they do every year. So in this year's lineup, the lineup that they had was I think it's 9 games this year. So the games were Dragon Ball Fighters, Mortal Kombat 11, Melty Blood, Type Lumina, Skullgirls Second Encore, which is amazing to me. Street Fighter V Championship Edition, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters 15, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is coming this year. So obviously the Street Fighter, the Tekken are pretty much solidified for EVO tournament series, perfectly fine. The new kids on the block, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters 15, were also no surprises. But what I was surprised was Mortal Kombat 11, because I thought at this point Mortal Kombat 11 is dead. It was essentially dead. They're not doing any more updates for it. They're not switching out a lot of different kinds of things towards it. Dragon Ball Fighters is a 5-year-old anime fighting game, which is amazing that is still playable here to this day. And what's even crazier, Skullgirls is a indie game, but it's been out for over about 11 years, and they decided to bring that one back. So and another one, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, I can kind of see, because when Grand Blue came out, it came out at the beginning of the pandemic, before EVO had to shut its doors. So that makes sense for them to kind of give it a chance. But I don't know about their community itself. Yeah, so like they have a lot. So there's gonna be, and this is gonna be the first one that's gonna be physically at EVO. So people are really hyped about how things are gonna be coming in on this. So yeah, so like I just kind of wanting to know what y'all's thoughts were. I know y'all not really much into the fighting games as much, but like what y'all think that EVO coming back to Vegas, especially since it's like in Vegas where y'all live, what y'all's feelings are about it.
I was gonna let Smitty go first. I feel like it's silly that Nintendo, for whatever reason, it's like they hate their fan base for Smash. Them pulling themselves out, it just seems like a really bad move, just in general. But I used to play fighting games. I love Injustice. A lot of fighting games have turned into a 3-round instead of the traditional 2-round that I was used to growing up. Because I played a lot of Street Fighter. I loved Street Fighter. But yeah, I think EVO coming back is great. There was also an announcement, and I can't remember the streamer, but he said he was going to host his own Smash tournament, which I thought was great because so many people are upset that Smash wasn't going to be there. A lot of these games I don't actually recognize. I know a few of them are dead, so that was interesting. But yeah, I think is doing something crazy. Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's fine. You just keep on going.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Some of their picks I find a little odd sometimes, but I think bringing it back is awesome. We need to kind of get out of the pandemic mode. I know that we're all eventually going to have to do it anyways. But I think it'll be fun. I would definitely go to EVO, especially if they would let me play Street Fighter. I'd be down. Yeah, I don't think Injustice has ever been on their card for games to play. Has it?
Yeah, it's just
because I would have gone.
Injustice has been out. Like, I mean, when did Injustice 2 come out? Like,
is it the first one or the second one? It's the second one, right?
There are two.
Well,
Injustice.
Yeah, but I mean, Justice Gods Among Us came out like a long time ago.
Yeah,
but, I still play it.
The rules with NetherRealm is it's either going to be Injustice or it's going to be Mortal Kombat. So it's usually the most recent NetherRealm game, and the most recent NetherRealm game is Mortal Kombat 11. So prior to that was Injustice 2 was on the card, but it was only there for like a year, and then they switched, then they got rid of it.
I would have definitely. I love Injustice. It started as a joke. My brother-in-laws were playing it and talking trash, and I took the controller. I was like, yeah, I mean, why not? I'm a button smasher, but I'm a good button smasher. And I kicked butts very quickly, and then it became a game to get me to beat online people who they knew were better than me, or better than them at least. And then I ended up beating them. And it became a like my cheerleaders behind me until I finally lost. But yeah, I think EVO's great. I know that there is a huge fighting community, and it's time to bring it back. I feel like we need to kind of start sliding out of the pandemic. I don't think we should just walk out without masks on, especially when you're in close proximity with people that have traveled and all of that jazz. But be safe about it. Enjoy yourself. And go kick some ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so this is the first time, because if you remember in 2019, that's when the that's when the CEO or the owner or whatever, those sexual allegations came out about all that stuff and all the things that were going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't forgotten
about that.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten.
Oh, crap.
And then Sony, right? Sony ended up buying it. Yeah. And I'm wondering if that has anything to do. And I know that, I mean, Nintendo has always kind of had pushback, especially with Smash and in tournaments and stuff like that. But like, I'm wondering if that was an extra reason for them to be like, nah, we don't want it there. You know what I mean? Which is weird.
Funny. that totally is an acceptable reason for them, but like for some reason, I just feel that with Nintendo is goes on the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah, so like it's like
For
I don't
sure.
know if is it really a deal breaker unless unless there must be like some backwards stipulations with like saying to give Sony some sort of royalty to because of a prize percentage or whatever
Right.
to do it, but Nintendo in general has always been terrible on tournament levels for Smash. It's hard to say. It's really hard for me to say, is that really the reason or not?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
yeah. So sorry, but yeah, continue on, Smithy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's good. So this is, this will be kind of refreshing because this is going to be an all new. This is the first time that Sony's under ownership now of it. So I think it's a good opportunity for them to really come out the gate with something different, something new and fresh. That is not, still obviously it's about the fighting games and stuff like that, but this could be a really good opportunity for Sony to get out there and have a thing where they're meeting and having people come together. Again, Vegas is basically opened up now, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys. Like I'm still very cautious about doing things and stuff.
I have to be.
Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to do any of that crazy stuff. So it's like, I don't mind it, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. It is a shame not having Smash in there though, because I know there's so many, and that's a large community as well. So it just doesn't, I've always wondered why there is resistance from Nintendo. But like you're saying, Davis, they kind of do their own thing. They don't really care or bother with what other people are thinking and stuff like that, which is also unfortunate too. At least for the community that would love to be able to participate and be a part of something so big, especially, that is like basically the mecca of fighting game tournaments. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
right.
Exactly. You kind of want your game in that conversation and in there.
Well, let me ask a stupid question. I assume EVO is giving the companies for the games that they're using some sort of money for using it in the
I don't think so. If anything, they're being paid, I would think.
Okay, so like what it normally goes, like how EVO usually works is that the pool, like you have a registration fee, a total registration fee. I don't know why I can't say that. Into the venue itself. But then each game, everyone puts in $10. And then the $10 is the $10 for the that's going to accumulate for the pool for the game that you're playing. So that so the full accumulated pool, depending on how many people put in $10 or whatever the fee is, they take a certain percentage out of that. Like the tournament gets a certain percentage out of that, and then they give the difference to whoever the winner and stuff is. Now, depending if the big companies now when I'm saying like backing, it's like for instance, Capcom backs EVO very strongly because they are in full support of that tournament because it brings people into it. So they do things like Capcom's Cup. They make EVO be a part of Capcom's Cup, which is the bigger accumulated tournament for Capcom specifically for the game that they're doing. And yeah, and then they may either match the pool money, and then so the pools gets even bigger because relatively, because relatively, fighting game pool money is like a drop in the bucket for what other games are. Call of Duty game, you can literally get like millions of dollars and stuff like pools and like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
While fighting game one, you get maybe 50,000 and stuff like that, like and stuff. It's usually just bragging rights usually for most of it, but it's just the FGC community is always a very interesting one when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I mean it's just that like so like when I say support, I mean like the companies that made those games are actually doing stuff to help the community within each of the games communities. Nintendo has always felt that Nintendo spits in the fighting game, the Smash community, like, because there's no big Smash tournament because it's so hard to do it, because Nintendo has never acknowledged any of their tournaments ever.
It's so weird.
Has never done it. So like that's what makes it very, very frustrating. Even though granted the Smash community is very squirrely. I mean, it's a very interesting community, but like overall it's like it still doesn't matter. I mean, still the love of the tournament. You could have like big people to be like good ambassadors for the game or for your game, and then you don't even have to, you yourself as a company don't have to spread the word for it. Like it's very weird.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way with Nintendo.
Right.
So who knows?
Maybe to them the risks outweigh the benefits, and they just choose not to put themselves in that situation or something. It sucks.
You know, yeah, I mean, okay, so I know for a fact that the creator of Smash has always hated that community. That's why he did some of the changes that he did when I
do that.
For the
What?
Smash Brothers Brawl. You never knew. Yeah, so that's what happened. So when Melee came out, Melee was a success, but because of some of the accidental stuff, people loved playing it competitively. So to compensate for some of the things that they did in Melee, they took it out in Brawl, and they added weird mechanics like slipping, like when you slipped and stuff like that. Your character can slip and make a mistake, and it's like a random thing by chance, because they wanted to make it more party centric, you know. So we didn't have to deal with it. So they forced it. So most people didn't like that, you know, because they're like, wow, you really destroyed your game, you know. But I mean, but people still played it, you know, because it's still Smash. So but that's why people were like, okay, it kind of changed. It gave Melee the god status that it did for the longest time, because there was like, okay, it's like the one true Melee, Smash is Melee. And then they kind of went back to basics with the newer versions were a lot better, but still, but no, the creator of Smash never liked the fighting game, the competitive scene of Smash Brothers. Never did.
Huh.
Yeah.
There it is. That's crazy. That's crazy.
To read up on it. It's pretty in depth if you have the time.
I'm sorry, sir, but you wanted to make Mario Party then, and even that gets competitive. Like, come on, dude, you can't stop it.
Well, that's a friendship breaker. There's a difference between that. That's the one that's like, hey,
I would enter a Mario Party tournament. That'd be awesome.
You should do a Mario Kart tournament again.
I did. That was terrible. That went terribly.
You should definitely do it again.
That went terribly.
That'll be funny. A Monopoly. Competitive Monopoly. That'd be even better.
I just get so tired after 4 hours that I flip the board and walk off, making everyone think I'm mad just because I don't want to play anymore. I'm bored.
I'm done.
That's what Monopoly is. Yeah, I fair enough. Well, no, I got like it's funny because like I've been messing around with King of Fighters. I got my fighting stick right.
Boom! There it is. Yeah. There it is.
That's what you should get, Lex. You said about your hands, like, or a hit stick. So that would be very nice.
Those are expensive, yeah?
Not that bad.
Okay.
I mean, you can get them. They're not like, you can get smaller ones. I like full-size ones, but yeah, they're not that bad. So yeah, so we'll see. EVO, I'm looking forward to it. So go check out EVO. Go to EVO 2022. It's going to be on Twitch in August, I believe, the first weekend of August. Definitely see it. See high play of some of these games, and then you're just like, wow, I cannot believe some of these people, you know.
It's crazy. I went to it once.
It's very crazy.
Yeah, I was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I go to EVO. I never compete, but it's so fun to watch people play, and it's just like to see how they just broke this game down the way they did. You know, I did play competitively with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, But like, other
dude,
than
you know
that,
what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like those old like Nintendo and Sega competitions that they would have. That's totally like just a big ass room where a bunch of people are playing and like it's slowly dwindling down till finally you get to the finals. Like those scenes, like that is EVO and it's huge.
Yeah, EVO moment number 27. Everyone remembers EVO moment 27. Remember that? That's the one with when Daigo was about to die. You know that. Oh,
I know
you gotta show him the video. Hold on, you gotta show him the video. EVO moment. This is when EVO was in its infantile states. Right?
27, you said, or 37?
I think
27.
Sorry, that's it.
37.
37. EVO moment 37.
This is it.
You gotta watch this.
This is it. Yeah, versus Justin Wong.
Yeah, versus Justin Wong. This is the classic
one.
But this was. I mean, it's still to this day is one of the craziest things that's ever happened because it's like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in EVO, but some of the most iconic times was that, and he just does a full parry when he has no health left on the super. And beats Justin Wong. I mean, you just can't. You gotta shit. Yeah, it's just
balls of steel.
It's just
there. It is. Oh my goodness.
And then 1, 2.
That is insane. That is insane.
Yep, all in EVO. The whole place erupted. It was
wow. I'm sure.
This was in the this is the infantile.
Look at that. I know. They're playing on a CRT, dude.
Hell yeah.
This is like
Them
2006, 2007. Yeah.
Insane. Wow.
Had to be that. Yeah, very crazy,
no
man.
Kidding.
Wow.
So one of the best, man. But yeah, so EVO just makes these crazy times, man. It's just, that's what I love EVO season. So it's always fun.
That was the best and only great moment.
It was. It really was. Smitty.
Yeah, it's me. I'm next.
You're next, buddy.
Yeah. We're gonna do an update. We talked last week. We talked about Artisian builds and the drama llama that was going on over there. Let's talk about the fastest downfall of a company I have ever witnessed in my life, because this shit was quick and swift and utterly crazy. I'm sure you guys have heard that there was multiple ambassadors. They did an ambassador giveaway. I was an ambassador of Artisian, and it was specified as far as rules. The only thing that we had to have were our panels in our Twitch About Me bottom section. Yeah. That was the only stipulation to that. And Noah, the good old CEO there, he decided that he was going to change the rules, or maybe they had talked about them before, but he started implementing them in the middle of the stream for giveaway winners. And this goes beyond just the PC winners. It happened to other winners as well. It was only 3 people. I know it was Kiapia, Protozee, and somebody else. I can't remember exactly the name of it. Were singled out. But needless to say, this dude put out a series of terrible apologies. First, it came with the tweets that he had saying, basically, oh, what are you guys talking about? Like, I've always had your guys back, blah, blah, blah. It was a non-apology. The second one came from a letterhead from the CEO, which is him, of it. So that was weird. And that was the PR statement. And then he made an apology video, with absolutely horrendous audio, number one. Like, what was that in the squinty eye? It was the most unauthentic apology I have ever seen, and it was bad. Yeah, go ahead.
I've heard better YouTube apologies from people who are absolute trash human beings. Let me just say that. It was horrible. And you're a tech company and your audio is that terrible? Stop it.
Right. We already know. And he's doing it in the place that they have the stream at. So it's like, what are you doing here? And I swear there was like a Rain soundtrack or something on there. I don't know. It was crazy, dude. I swear, dude. Like,
someone
it was crazy.
with a rain stick behind him.
Yeah, like what is going on? So anyway, he got eviscerated by the internet, and rightfully so. Here's the bad part though that I feel about this. So it goes way beyond that. So this kind of was like the straw that broke the camel's back, because apparently one issue is that, number one, he wasn't paying taxes. There was taxes not being paid on, and there was already something from a year ago from the state of California as far as them, making good on that stuff. So there was already something out as far as with that. And then this dude goes, and they basically are getting radio silence as far as from the employees. He then locked out everybody from their social media accounts and was able to go in and started tweeting. First, we saw that they're talking and looking at an employee-led buyout of the company, which at that point, why would you even want to do that? That company's so riddled in debt. Not only were there tax issues, there were also issues as far as licensing, being able to sell warranties. That had lapsed. Huh? And is like everything
license too.
Yeah, like everything, like dude, like so there's and I've been watching some of the videos and stuff like that too. But they basically said that this dude, like his parents have basically bankrolled him. There have been employees that have come out and said that he has asked them for loans. This is a guy, mind you, that's driving around an i8 and has got a freaking Tesla, and like it's like, what is going on, man? He literally,
you're literally still kicking this dead horse, man.
No,
like,
dude. No, dude, I'm just saying it's crazy. So it gets even crazier. So basically, he sent out another tweet. We're sad to announce that effective now, we are freezing, suspending all activities. They have to legally in the state of California. They are not legally allowed to do business. They're not legally allowed to shut down. They are frozen. All their assets are frozen. So they're saying, they're saying ongoing is analysis by outside counsel for reorganization to ensure fair treatment of clients, creditors, employees. We expect more info by month's end, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Then there was a Slack message from Noah to the team here a few days ago, where essentially he said that, everything is frozen and we're going to have to let everybody go effective immediately. Literally got fired. People got fired over a freaking Slack message by this dude. Mind you, there's all these little juicy tidbits. Mind you, this guy and there's all kinds of employees now coming out in interviews and stuff like that. This dude had his apartment above the shop. They said that this dude wouldn't stroll into the office till like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. Now, mind you, yes, dude. Mind you, this company is broken up, right? So you have this company here in San Francisco. There's another branch over on the East Coast. They were doing like 75% of the builds, but the profit maker was this company, was the one here or the one in San Francisco, which I believe people have gone now and filed for that name, so they couldn't even get that name back if they wanted to. Dude, there is so much to this. So essentially, right now they have completely frozen any kind of, and I'm not only talking about payment to the employees, I'm talking refunds, everything has been frozen. If you have something currently with them, I hope you got that stuff rectified and put out to your credit card or whatever for payment back, because it's looking like this is headed towards bankrupt city to the max, and it is on a fast ass train to that place. Dude, this is not good at all. So this is the thing. This is insane. And again, this is a guy that I mean, he clearly had no business and has not been properly running the business. I found out that here in the last 6 months, I think they said most of their upper management people had left the company. So the writing has been on the wall.
Oh no.
So originally what happened was that like you're saying, there's two. I mean, well, first off, I was surprised at how big Artesian Builds was, like, relatively, because I didn't think that they were big enough to have an East Coast and a West Coast branch, but apparently they did. Apparently there was the guy who was running the East Coast branch, and Noah was running the West Coast
The
branch.
COO.
Yeah. So the COO was running the East Coast, like they were running it differently. But then he decided, because that he was not agreeing with the CEO, he stepped down back in November. So that when that happened, he did both branches, but then it just immediately turned to crap, like immediately. When all that happened, because of, I guess it's this guy's ego, a mixture of this guy's ego and stuff. I mean, that's just.
It sounds like a kid that got money from mom and dad to do this thing. Well, there's a little more spice to it. So I was doing some more research, and it turns out that before the Artesian stuff, Artisan, whatever, before all that stuff, apparently he was into crypto and it was doing things in crypto, and then ended up getting, I can't remember exactly if it was like banks or something. He got banned from something, and it had something to do. I didn't get that deep into it, but from that, he pivoted from that into PC building company. It's crazy. And it sounds like a lot of it was just been his parents bankrolling, because his mom and dad came in and they were saying, this is employees from the office and whatnot while they're there, that his parents had come in. Oh, well, Noah, he's the hardest working one here and this and that. Like, dude, like what is going on? This is, what it is.
I mean, I don't know. Just what are you going to say, Lex?
Wow. Well, also, I was reading about this too this week, because I can't stay away from the drama. Me and Smitty, we see the drama, we gossip about the drama, we read more about it, gossip more. So I was concerned about Kia Pia. So I did some Twitter digging. She did get a computer. Now, Artesian Builds tried to DM her quietly and offer her a PC, and she said no.
Right.
And good for her.
Yep.
There were a bunch of other IT companies who do something similar to Artesian. They do builds, and they all said, don't worry, girl, we got you. DM me your info right now. I am building you a PC right now, and I'm going to send it to you by the end of the day. I believe so. There were a few that messaged her, but I know she responded to them. And it's so interesting when other companies step up to bat when they see someone has done somebody else super dirty. Like, that always, it gives me like a nice little wholesome vibe. And it's also like a stick it to them. Like, you know what? You're not going to help her out. We got her. No. Sit down. Shut up. We'll take care of it. Because clearly you can't. And just hardest working man. All he does is sit there and talk trash. Hardest working man, my ass. Okay.
Here's a direct quote from that Slack message. He said, effective immediately, Artesian is imposing a full freeze on all business financial activities to ensure fair treatment of everyone involved with Artesian, including customers, creditors, and employees. Artesian is undergoing a financial analysis by outside counsel for reorganization purposes and freezing all payments of any kind pending the recommendations made by counsel. Even if they didn't say that, they legally couldn't do anything anyway, because the state of California has put them into a freeze. That's why they're having to do this. This is amazing. And again, this is like, we can see that this has been a deep-seated issue that has been going on for a long time. That giveaway was the straw that broke the camel's back, and really, like, it completely accelerated. Could all of a sudden say to California, like, oh, hell no, you owe us money. Yeah,
it was definitely the accelerant of it itself. I mean, there's definitely no excuse towards it. But like overall, like, I just think that the whole process of everything that's happened, at least the exposure, is, I mean, it's kind of, it's sad. It's not like you're I mean, you wanted to give his comeuppance, but dude, like it's going to affect it's affecting literally like 50 people.
50, yep.
Everybody.
50, 40 or 50 people because of this.
Nah, and that's just in the one branch.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, it's just overall, like the whole thing is just like, you can't do anything like, unfortunately you have a guy who didn't care about the company. I mean, he was a bad CEO for the group, and but still a lot of people still lost their jobs from it because this guy's stupid dumbness, you know. So
well, and
like,
freezing assets means they're not getting a paycheck. So if he owed them money, no, you ain't getting nothing for a while.
Well, he liquidated all of it, so it doesn't, I mean, or he's not liquidated, but he legitimately cannot do anything about it because because if California basically put that freeze on you, you know, then it's like then you can't give them any kind of money or any kind of payments and stuff. You might as well call that a Chapter 11 at this point. Like, you can't pay him.
Well, it's funny because he had said in one of the messages that he was looking for outside investment, but nobody is going to touch that company at this point with everything that's come down, and who knows how much debt is really there. It's insane, man. This is insane. This is literally a kid playing with the company and playing with people's lives, and not only did that, but did it in the most shitty way possible.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? It's like people helped build this company up. This company was built off of, you know, hey, we're like you, but we build computers and come hang out and blah 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 and yada yada. And then it turns out the person on top is just doing all kinds of scumbaggery. You're just like, holy crap, like how did, you know, but the writings had to have been on the wall. And I'm sure that there's former employees that are now, and a lot more of them are coming out that are saying like, oh, you know, at this point, what do I have to lose? I haven't gotten paid anyway. What the hell are they going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
totally
nuts,
agree.
man.
But like what Doc is saying earlier, it's like you reached out to the, like, I kind of want to know what like how like that conversation, if you did, I mean, when you did that, because you said you reached out to them, had an email exchange, and they were worthless. So you built the PC locally, and these dudes were so I mean, I can easily, I mean, well, I'm already, like, my mentality on building PC or having anyone else or companies building PCs is already a very low one. But in the climate that we live in nowadays, especially since how hard it is to get a good graphics card, it's like sometimes you don't really have a choice. Like with the like a 3080 Ti's, if you want some high-end stuff, it's like you're better off just getting a high getting a pre-build. And just because your basic, it basically will cost the same for to get a full PC than getting the video card itself. So like it's a shame. I mean, I am like, I knew, you know it's funny because remember I asked last week, like, if you thought that this would, if there was a way that they could overlook and get out of this. And apparently the answer is no. They clearly had
the only way that it could have even possibly had that chance, and this is before we knew about the debt and that the extra illegal stuff, would have been getting rid of Noah. They would have had to have done something for him to not, he could not be associated with that ever again. He literally like he speed ran just lighting a company on fire. We literally watched it. It happened like within a 48-hour window, or not even 48 hours. Shit. Or no, 48-hour period. Like all this stuff had come out. Just like, what?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's so crazy. That's so insane, dude. I mean, it's so bad. But
Don says,
I'll read that. I'll read the, I'll definitely
go look. Do some research for sure. Hold on real quick. Donk says, I gave them a specific build I wanted. They sent back some bullshit that I didn't ask for. They said they would change the spec sheet after I paid the deposit. I was like, you can't give me a build sheet for what I want. They said that their system wouldn't support it because of blah, blah, blah. Then they sent me another build sheet that was even more incorrect.
Wow. So that sounds generally, that just sounds very sketchy.
That sounds super sketchy.
It was like, so what did they do? Did they do like a mandatory up? Like, did they upcharge you with like some stuff that you didn't need? And then you know what I also heard about it? Like, they were also throttling the CPUs, the CPU fans. And that's like, and I was like, why are you throttling the CPU fans? It's like, and they were doing it pretty aggressively, 10%. That's like
Right.
that's an insane throttle. So I'm just saying that like things like that. It's like you wonder. There's a reason why you would do certain things like this, and then I don't understand why they would do this stuff. But yeah, good riddance. This company doesn't exist. I hope they find the folks that lost their jobs on this. I hope they find something better, and then just try and move on from this horrible nightmare of a company. And definitely, and guys, y'all are definitely worth it more. To be treated better than the crap that you were being treated by this company.
Yep.
This is terrible. It's terrible. It's like I don't even understand. So
Agreed.
Yeah. Lex, why don't you close this up? What are you bringing to the table?
I got you, my boy. All right. So I've never played this game, but apparently it was a 1999 game, and this is the follow-up to the spin-off. I think I'm going to say this wrong. Chocobo Racing from the first PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to Nintendo Switch. But here's the thing. Fans are upset because it's almost as if it's a phone game where you then have to shell out real money to get things that you would want in the game. So they have two different types of currency in the game.
What? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, there's guild tickets, which you earn by playing the game as you level up. And then there's mithril, which is basically you're spending real money for X amount of mithril. So for instance, like $10 could be 1,000 mithril, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and people are pissed. Leveling up apparently takes quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they do give you some free mithril if you purchase, basically for season 1, they give you some free mithril. But to level up to then use that mithril on a character takes a while, and you have to spend that within 5 months. So instead of hoarding your mithril to get the characters and items that you want, it could be gone by the time you get to that specific level, if you're catching my drift.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So basically, fans are pissed because they're saying it's like a phone game and you're just trying to nickel and dime us and, show us these fancy, beautiful things that we can't actually have and we'll probably never get unless we spend a good chunk of change. Someone said that they're only at level 7 for the battle pass, and you need to get to level 60 to unlock the cloud character, because there are Final Fantasy characters in it. There's several different ones. They're going to obviously be adding more soon. But the pay to collect mechanism is promoted so aggressively that, again, fans are pissed. Like, what was the point of me spending all this money for aesthetics that you're gonna then nickel and dime me? Because normally if a game was like that, it would, like Fortnite would be free, and then you could pay to get your V-Bucks or whatever to then get the item that you want. Oh, no, not on this one. So people aren't immediately clear how long it'll take you. And then also, people who reviewed the game and loved it didn't have this in their devices, essentially. So it wasn't on their radar that this would even be a thing. So people read reviews, they loved it, and then they bought the game, and bing, bang, boom, guess what? Merry Christmas. It ain't what you thought it was.
So the mechanic that's
oh
causing
my
the
gosh.
Yeah, the mechanic that's the problem wasn't available for the early review because it's a paywall, because it's the paywall was the issue. Wow.
Yes, and so Square Enix didn't want to respond to people's questions about how this is going to continue on further, and I don't blame them. Okay. I mean, basically, you bamboozled people.
This is Mario Kart, though, dude. Like, I swore I saw Moo Moo Farm earlier. I swore it was just.
This is Rainbow Road that I'm seeing right now. But okay. Well, is this a game that you have to purchase, or is this a free to play? It's a free to play game.
I believe it's $50 on.
$50?
I believe so.
Shut up.
I'm checking this. I'm checking this right now.
What?
I would be like, I mean,
How
I
could
can't
they
say that I'm
even
not surprised,
justify?
Chocobo GPs is a $50 price tag, is ruffling
Oh.
players' feathers with its free-to-play nickel and diming.
Oh
That is
my goodness.
Okay,
Mhm.
That
so
double dip.
basically, like, okay, so Square is like, it's a very interesting company.
They do
in my
such
opinion. Like they do. It's like they take two steps forward and 2 steps
Yep.
back all the
Always.
damn time, and
Yep.
it's just so frustrating, man. It's like okay, so basically they're worried that they're trying to get money on this. They definitely are pushing to get as much money as they possibly can on this game. But this is like, but to do this with an aggressive microtransaction paywall
Right.
on top of all of this, and then you limit the player, like first off, why are you limiting them to tell that you have to force the player to spend the money, the real money that they're putting in this game,
Mhm.
5 months, because you don't want them to you don't want them to hold on to the cash for long periods of time.
That's
Like,
just weird.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like who the hell would decide to spend money and then but at the same time you have to be really strict on them to say, okay, you have to do this. You have to do this. I would be like, go F yourselves. Seriously. Like, go seriously F yourselves on this. That is unbelievably frustrating. That's why I hate microtransactions, because like when companies like this do these weird aggressive microtransactions, you know that they're trying to do this just to get more money.
Mhm.
But if you have to pay $50 and then do this kind of level of aggressiveness on this, there's
Yeah.
absolutely no reason for it. Unfreaking believable.
Question: was Genshin Impact free?
Yes.
Okay, so no, Dust. It's similar to Genshin Impact with the paywall. However, that was at least free. This game is $49.99,
I don't
and
understand.
then you got to pay for a bunch of other stuff.
That is insane. That is
Uh-huh.
absolute insanity to me, because you're almost guaranteeing this game to flop now.
Yeah,
not only that, but like, what kind of service are you doing to people that, like, it's funny, Dirty, I think it was Dirty that said it, but he said this is how they're funding Final Fantasy. Isn't there a subscription for that as well?
Well, 14 is, yeah. Well, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14 is on. It's an MMO though.
I can't get
That's
on board with
different.
that, dog.
I didn't even
Yeah.
get to tell
It
you
ain't
the
different
best
to me.
part. They're gonna have season passes.
Of
And
course they
if you-
are.
If you purchase it, the first season pass is free.
It just feels
But
that
not the other.
It's the bait and switch.
one.
It's the bait and switch. Like, that's literally, it is a bait and switch. Not only that, but I was hella deceptive to put this out for the reviewers before all this was divulged. So now they look like assholes too. Cause like, wait a second, my favorite reviewer said that this game's great, but didn't mention anything about how they aggressively stick their hands into your pants and grab your wallet and take your money. Come on now.
Well, here's the thing that I really don't understand about this, because this is what it sounds like. It just sounds like they don't know how to do a freemium model. That's what it just sounds like. Because,
Yeah,
like,
you just don't make people pay for it.
Well, because like, I mean, like it, and I'm not saying that it's like a reason, but because like, if it's an either or thing, if you're going to do season passes of a game that's going to be continuously being updated through your season pass system, then obviously that means that you're wanting to push the season passes more than the flat fee, because
Right.
you're going to overall pay more money in the long run on this, on that. But to say that you're going to ask a person to pay $50 on the base, and then on top of that ask for the season pass, well, you said the first season is free, but the second season is probably going to be like $10 or $15.
Yeah.
At least I hope so.
That's
Right.
that's how they hook you.
God, I hope so. Yeah.
That's how they
Yeah.
hook you. They give it to you free at first, and they're like, but after that, you gotta pay.
Yeah, but like, come on, dude, you're gonna do a free a season pass on a go-kart game? I mean, that's gonna be, first of all,
My
that's pretty
thing
ballsy.
is, I don't know what kind of people or numbers are even gonna look to get this game, to be honest. But this is even more of a reason not to. Like, I won't even look at this game just because, like, it's just so, like, it's just riddled with it. It just seems scummy. It seems super scummy that double dip is like, and it's more than a double dip. It's like you're gonna make people pay full price, and then not only that, but then you're gonna put things behind a paywall.
Yeah,
like no, son, that's not how that works.
Dust asks is like, didn't Tekken or DOA try this once before? They sold their fighting game at full price and then tried to have you buy characters as individual unlocks for real money. 2 games have done that. One was Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct did it initially, but where you could buy individual, like they did a season pass system, which actually worked for them, which was because they were pretty fair on it. But the other one was Dead or Alive 5, I want to say. Dead or Alive 5 was the one that was very aggressive on, like, you had a base, you had the base team, which was $20, but they piece parted it. It was $20 for, I believe, like 10 characters or whatever. And then at the same time, you could buy the character, you bought everything was absolutely microtransaction, like outfits, characters, and stuff like that. So overall, when throughout the whole series of the series of Dead or Alive 5, if you wanted to get everything, it literally cost $800.
That is insane.
Very crazy. Yeah. But
Jeez.
This was during the time when microtransactions was at its real squirreliest, though. So like that's where I was just like, it was really ridiculous. It was a ridiculous time. But for this, this needs to fail. Like I'm definitely not on board when bull crap like this has happened. Like the decision for crap like that to basically steal the player's money. You're stealing the player's money at this point for something stupid, let alone. And then but people need to not buy this game so they know how pissed off you are, you know. Yeah. Like towards that. Yeah, this just needs to fail. Just say, hey, y'all just need to stop.
Don't even throw stuff like that at, you know what I mean? Like how disrespectful I feel like of it. It's like, for me, it's like you guys know better than this. Like, what are you doing? Like why would you do this? This experiment has been done. There's other examples of it, and it never works out well.
No.
And not only that, dude, but like you're saying, like I think it's so weird and that's where I have a problem with stuff like that. It's like, it's one thing if it's just cosmetics, but when you start like locking characters, now somebody has an advantage over somebody else only if they have money. And that's where I'm just like, that's not right, dude. Like, that's not right. I hate that.
Donk says, guys, remember how Nintendo decks up all the time? How much of this do you think is them? I don't think it's them. I don't think it's Nintendo this time. Like, because like Nintendo's not the one that's telling the company to do season passes for this game. And like, and so Nintendo certainly isn't the one that's going to tell them like, hey, here's the money currency. You have 5 months to spend it. Nintendo doesn't care. I mean, like, look at, like, I think the closest one for Nintendo that it's in Nintendo's charge is Pokemon Unite. But other than that, like, I just think that that Nintendo is kind of like, Nintendo's always been hands off on their online anyway. So I don't think I would really believe it's them. It is the problem. Maybe in the way, because it is a Nintendo exclusive, I would say it's probably the exclusive payment, like the $50 charge could possibly be them. But for all the online and the aggressive microtransactions, I don't think it's Nintendo.
No, Chrissy makes a good point too. All that and use it or lose it points thing, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. It's like, who are you to tell? Like, what? Like, I've accumulated this. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like what is like why would you even put that? Like, why would that even be an option for me to do that? That doesn't even make any sense.
It's the same, dude. It's like putting hard caps on things. That's what Destiny, you get 10 transmogs per season. Unless you want to buy some more, then you can buy the things. But it's capped at 10.
That's really?
Yes. Yeah.
It's still. Oh wow. Okay.
It's trash. Really it's weird. Complete trash. But again, I don't care because it's just cosmetics. So I'll get my 10 and I'm good with it. Like, I don't get all sweaty, and don't get me wrong. I've thrown some extra money at Destiny. I'm not. I got to be truthful here. There's some things that get me, but at least those things are, again, just cosmetic. To that's dope, or an emote or something like that. It's nothing that's going to change the swing or swing the tide of a PvP fight or a race or something directly in competition with somebody else.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, even in a game, I don't mind grinding to get something that I'm wanting,
Mhm.
right? If it's available for me to get at level 60, when I'm at level 60, I'll get it. But you can't give me a free season pass and free money to use without me purchasing my own. My own, it doesn't cap after 5 months. It stays. But the money they give you for purchasing the game and being part of season 1 disappears after 5 months. But it's not enough to get what you want. So then they
Right.
would have to save up, and it's just silly. It's just silly. If you're gonna make people work for it, make them work for it, but don't knock it off.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. It's like, you know what actually this reminds me of? You remember, it's kind of like it reminds me of early Battlefront 2. You remember like when Battlefront's aggressiveness on their microtransactions, and then you realize how much work you had to do just to get one character,
Right.
and then you're just like, but it didn't make any sense because they were really forcing you to spend real money.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of.
Because that is something that you have to do. Even if you can grind for something, you still have to look at the amount of time. Because that's something Destiny's been busted for, is that they were capping and slowing down progression XP. So you have to put in a shit ton of time. You know what I mean? Or you could just spend a little money and, you know what I mean, get it. So like, even then, it's got to be worth the amount of time. Like, if I'm going to put time in something, the reward damn well better pay off for the amount of time that I put in doing the thing. Otherwise, you know, it's like, it's just, you know, this is just cash grab. This is dirty. This seems dirty. Yeah.
So like, you know, it's funny, but it just, and it goes back to the fact that they're doing this on go-karting. That's what I find very fun. Like,
family friendly go-karting, but we are going to aggressively target you. Give us your money.
I never really thought that this would be one of those that would be like, oh wow, we're gonna really put the hammer on this one. You know, it's just like, wow, okay. It's like, geez, like, yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, this needs to fail. Don't want to be that guy, but this definitely needs to fail. It cannot be successful for
Agreed.
for they do that. So we'll see how it goes. Doc says, well, the white oh wow, Star Citizen,
I didn't realize that.
You didn't buy it, you don't keep it. Wow,
I did not know that. I do have it.
Yeah, but do you own anything in it? Like, do you own a ship?
No, because I do own a ship, but like I have done like some of the most basic things, because like something crazy always happens every time I play that game. And I've never really gotten to progress very far. The other thing though too is that I've always been alone, so like it's a big ass universe. So if you don't, you know what I mean, like it's easy not to not know it. Plus, just like everything about that. That's like another one of those like modular games where like you got to start the engine and do the thing and this and that. And I'm like, I don't remember what button this is, dude. Where's the layout?
All you have to do is just steal Donk's ships. He's not using them.
I don't think I've never played it because it's not a game.
Yeah, they're right. Well, that game will never come out, like never be fully done ever. So we'll just go with that, guys.
I'm down, dude.
Guys, thank you for listening to episode number 125 of the CFG Gamecast. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. As always, we will be back again next week on Friday, around the same time. But if you did miss us this week, that is perfectly all right. We will release this episode on Monday at the beginning of the week, like we do each and every week in the morning. So you can check us out on any podcast services that are currently out there. So you have no excuse to not listen to our sexy voices.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yes. But guys, also, if you definitely want to check out some more stuff that we like to do, go check us out on our website, confreaksandgeeks.com, where we do a lot of different kinds of fun interviews, news, and video game reviews and such. Like today, we just released our review of our interview of Erica Limbeck, who was the voice of Futaba from Persona 5. So definitely go check that. Definitely go check that out. It was really fun to talk to her. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.